Hits the land of Mission Control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown.
Ready to go?
The Bulls are in the midst of a road trip going into this one. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And guys, bench play will be crucial for them tonight. This is their second game in as many nights, and that usually means more minutes for the bench mob.
And in that case, it's important, Greg, to keep fresh legs on the floor in the second game of a back-to-back. The reserves came ready to go. I mean, they know this could be their opportunity to shine, and they're ready to seize it.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Chicago right now, Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Mirotic in the small forward spot.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
And finished off by Rose.
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Here's Rose after the Rockets pick up 3. Here's Gasol, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Well, go ahead and just hammer it home, why don't you?
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league, but my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
Well, he doesn't count on elevation or hang time, that's for sure, but he can still get it in the basket.
Rose gets the bucket.
But you know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Back to Jones. Harden with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Here's Jones. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Here's Harden. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Harden's got his first bucket in this one. Gasol is screen on Harden. It's rebounded by Houston. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And they were really locked in from beyond the arc in that game. I mean, the results wouldn't have looked anything like it did had it not been for their ability from beyond.
Exactly. They were spraying home threes at a huge rate.
Rose up on top, guarded by Harden. Rose kicks to Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. And Butler, here we go. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
Reza dishes to Jones. McDaniels. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Portis, he's checked in for Gibson. Doug McDermott comes in for Mirotic. And it's Heinrich in for Jimmy Butler. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt them inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in, and it's Motiejunas in for Jones. And the Bulls making a change also. Brooks checked in, and the shot is good.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Beverly against Brooks. Capella, the pass to Motiejunas. Chicago grabs the miss. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
How about the energy level defensively in that game? I mean, they made finding an open shot a very difficult task for their opponents.
And it wasn't.
It's a tie game here in Houston. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
So the Bulls 5 right now. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Mirotic in the small forward. Here's Capella. Beverly up top. Looking for Motiejunas. He gets it there. Houston moving it around. And Beverly kicks to Motiejunas. Mirotic brings the double team. From downtown. No good. And it's Chicago the other way. Butler goes in, and he dunks it down.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Rockets trailed by 4. Motiejunas dishes to Thornton. And that one is stuffed right through.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. The Bulls 3rd, 5th best, the Rockets.
The effort has clearly been there for both teams on the backboards, and you can see it showing up in terms of points off those second chance opportunities.
McDermott's checked in for Pau Gasol. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road, to illustrate how good they are on the road, last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Dwight Howard's checked in for Capella. Jones comes in for Motiejunas. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Marcus Thornton. And it's Harden in for Patrick Beverly.
The windmill finish. Now that's nasty. How do you do?
Finishes the play, utter disregard for his own safety.
And his teammates still shaking their heads. You know what? He must have told them to be on the lookout for something special.
And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Chicago making some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Mirotic. Heinrich comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Rose.
Yep, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Harden the pass to McDaniels. He dishes it to Howard. Here's Harden. Here's Jones. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Ejuan Moore is checked in for the Bulls. Here's Heinrich. And again, Chicago. No good. McDaniels kicks to Jones. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol's checked in for Portis. Mirotic comes in for McDermott. Butler, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Ejuan Moore.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Rockets trail by 4. Kicks it out to Ariza. The dish to Harden. Back to Ariza. Wide open. Not enough on that one as it misses.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Here's Butler. And KJ McDaniels gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Rockets call timeout.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. 2 teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
Well, you know, they split their meetings last season, and the way both of these teams love to compete, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened again.
Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division, and as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs, but the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Houston making some changes. Capella's checked in, and it's Moniunas in for Terrence Jones. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. Doug McDermott comes in for Taj Gibson. Tony Snell's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Moore subbed in for Derrick Rose. Capella dishes to Harden. It's tipped. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock.
Bulls foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Houston.
The
James
throw
Harden.
good. James Harden.
At the line for 2.
Harden hits them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Chicago leading.
No need to rush here. They can play for 1 shot.
Yeah, and I think the way you do it, you're patient as you indicated, and wait until about the 5-second mark before you get into your play.
And it's Moore penetrating. 1 second left. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Bulls. They lead by 2. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
right, Houston. Coming out of the corner.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
And the approach in that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
And mostly he's been getting to the line, guys. I mean, he has the free throw total to show for it, as well as the bumps and bruises.
Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden out there with Trevor Ariza, and it's Brewer in at the 3. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Pass to Ariza. Here's Howard. Chicago grabs the miss. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Butler attacking. Mirotic.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
There's Rose with the 3. Here's Gibson. That's tipped. Knocks it loose. Brewer the pass to Harden. For 3. Brewer's shot is off.
Guys, the Bulls' defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
Rose against Harden. Pass to Howard.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3. Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Gasol is screen on Harden. Butler kicks to Gasol.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Shot to stop the run. And it's slammed in by Howard.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Here's Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Butler's got the lead up to 10 now for Chicago. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even their perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
And they double up Butler. 4 on the clock. Rose, no good. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the 3rd. And stolen by Mirotic. And Rose throws it down hard.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Gibson. Doug McDermott comes in for Mirotic. Tony Snell's checked in for Butler. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Rose.
Nothing fancy efficiency there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Rockets trail by 10. Thornton dishes to Capella. There's the feed to Beverly. It's tipped. He's got a clear path.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He couldn't resist on that. The adrenaline just flowing. One of the more spectacular plays we've seen.
On its way from Thornton for two. Can't get it to go.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while. I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Launches it. And it's Thornton again missing. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now the pass to Portis. And Jones sends it back. Beverly the pass to McDaniels. And a missed layup.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
To the left wing. Just 3 on the clock. And the layup's good off the glass. McDaniels got 9.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Bulls lead by 10. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And the final period of play just about to start. Rockets trail by 10. On the court for the Bulls, getting this 4th quarter started. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Mirotic in at the 3. The Bulls shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. That is good.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
Chicago leading by 13. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. Doug McDermott comes in for Taj Gibson. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Butler. And Moore subbed in for Derrick Rose. Houston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Beverly against Moore. And he goes in for the dunk.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
McDaniels kicks to Jones. Houston moving it around. Back to Beverly. And it's Houston with another. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. To the middle. Here's Moore. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Howard's checked in for Houston. Harden comes in for Patrick Beverly. Timeout called the Rockets.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
And thank you for that, Doris. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Oh, and the dunk by Ariza.
James Harden.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I have talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
The Bulls making a switch here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Portis. Gibson comes in for Doug McDermott. Butler, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. And it's Rose in for Ejuan Moore. Thornton dishes to Harden. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Some solid defense from Rose.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
The Bulls leading by 8. And Jones sends it back. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Oh! That was incredible. An emphatic LU jam. Rose passes to Mirotic. Butler kicks to Gibson. It's stolen by Ariza. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Ariza. Now just a 4-point Bulls lead. Outside Rose. He kicks it to Gibson. Mirotic dishes to Rose. Shot clock at 3. Gibson moves back up. It's stolen by Jones. Ariza passes to Harden. Ariza kicks to Harden. From deep, Thornton. And another 3 for Houston.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
And really the focus right now is to stay hot. Not much time left to complete this comeback, so they've got to get it done now. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Harden kicks to Thornton. Kicks it out to Jones. The 3 from Harden. Again, the miss by Harden. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Rose double team. To the inside. Yes!
You just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on a limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
Deflects the pass. Gibson with the steal. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
Rockets foul. James Harden. That's his second personal foul.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. So he comes up empty, missing both. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're losing by 5. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, time, a huge factor right now. They've got to get points and then the foul.
Yeah, it has to be quick because every tick is critical.
8 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Nails it!
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Timeout called, the Rockets. They're behind by 3. Just 2 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
They need a 3 to tie, and they have enough time here to get a good look if they play their cards right. We'll see how they do.
And a chance here to send it to overtime.
Got to see the 3 and be the 3 if that's going to happen. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Knocked loose. It's stolen by Rose. And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire.
Io non dormo quando ti penso, io non dormo e basta e compenso. Io lo so che siamo uniti, se a capirsi basta il silenzio. Senza te sarai nel vuoto, mentre insieme siamo immortali. Baby, accelero la moto, chiudi gli occhi e spegni i fanali. Vedi, noi siamo la luce insieme, il male che produce il bene. La notte abbassa lo sguardo, che guardarci non gli conviene. Siamo il bianco e siamo il nero, siamo Dio che appare davvero. Siamo piccoli e perfetti, come il mondo visto dal cielo.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano.